Level 1, the recruit. You're 19 years old, the night before you ship. The bag is by the door, already packed. Your mom made dinner tonight and nobody talked much. Your dad shook your hand when you went to bed. He's never done that before. And you didn't know what to do with that. You lie there in the dark going over it. Boot camp, then infantry. Then maybe recon, if you're good enough. You've got the whole thing mapped. You have no idea what you actually signed up for. The bus stops at Parris Island at 2 a.m. A man in a campaign cover gets on, and he is not speaking to you. He is speaking through you. And every person on that bus moves. Yellow footprints on the pavement outside. You find a pair and stand on them. That's day 1. For 13 weeks, Parris Island owns every hour. You learn to march. You learn to eat in under 4 minutes. You learn to field strip an M16 in the dark by feel, until your hands do it before your brain decides to. You run. You do push-ups. You do pull-ups. You do it again the next day. You do not sleep enough. Nobody does. Week 8, Edson Range. You fire from 200 yards, 300 yards, 500 yards. You qualify. The drill instructor does not congratulate you. Hitting what you aim at is expected, not rewarded. Week 13, the Crucible. 54 hours, 48 miles, 45 pounds on your back, 9 hours of sleep across all of it, rationed. Your feet are wrong by day 2. You keep moving. You finish it. On the parade deck, your drill instructor, the man who spent 3 months making you feel like you'd never be enough, pins the eagle, globe, and anchor on your chest and calls you Marine for the first time. You think that's the hard part behind you. You ship to the School of Infantry 2 weeks later. Level 2, the Rifleman. Infantry Training Battalion, Camp Geiger, North Carolina. 8 more weeks. You learn fire and movement. You learn to clear a room. You learn what a combat load actually feels like after 6 miles. Not the 45 pounds of boot camp, but 65, 70, whatever the mission requires. You get your MOS, 0311. Rifleman. You get orders to 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, Camp Pendleton. You show up to your platoon, and you are the youngest person in it by 2 years, and everyone can tell. The work is not what you imagined. It is maintenance and inspections and field exercises in the Mojave that go nowhere and mean nothing except that you are practicing for something that may or may not come. You clean weapons, you draw gear, you wait, you do it again. 7 months in, you deploy Helmand Province, Afghanistan. The weight on your back is real now, and the heat is real, and the waiting's the same, waiting. But the air feels different when you wait. You do your job. You come home. Back at Pendleton, you are 21 years old, and you have done 1 deployment, and you are already looking past it. You have heard about the basic reconnaissance course. You know what it produces. You've been asking questions that no one discourages you from asking, which you take as a sign. Your first sergeant tells you to put in the request. You do. The request comes back approved. Level 3, the candidate. Naval Amphibious Base Coronado. You show up with 54 other Marines. You will not all finish. The first week tells you why. Open ocean swims in water that runs 58 degrees in November. Timed runs in soft sand. Log PT until your shoulders stop working and you keep going anyway. The instructors are not trying to break you with the hardest thing they can think of. They are running a filter. They know exactly what percentage of you will still be here in 6 weeks. It is not the physical that removes most of them. It is the accumulated weight of it, day after day, with no end announced. Men quit on day 3. Men quit on day 11. A staff sergeant with 2 deployments rings the bell on week 4. You watch him walk away, and you don't say anything. Nobody does. You do not quit. The swims get longer. The runs get faster. You start hydrographic reconnaissance, swimming a beach in the dark, reading the bottom, memorizing what you find, surfacing and reporting it. No notes, no device. What's in your head is the product. That is the first time you understand what this job actually is. Week 6, the knees start talking. Not injury, just the first invoice. You take ibuprofen with your coffee and don't mention it. You finish the course. 18 of the original 54 do. You get orders to 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, Camp Pendleton. Level 4, the Watcher. The job is not what anyone outside it thinks it is. You are not the tip of the spear. You are the eyes sent out before the spear exists. 6 Marines. No support within range that matters. You go in dark. Rubber raiding craft off a ship at 2 a.m., or static line out the back of a C-130 at 800 feet, and you find a position and you stay in it, sometimes 72 hours, sometimes longer, a hillside outside Ramadi. You are 11 inches below the crest, so your silhouette never breaks the skyline. You do not move. You eat cold. You manage everything your body needs to do without moving more than necessary. You watch a road. You count vehicles. You count personnel. You note the pattern, what comes through, when, how often. You radio back in whispers, or you don't radio at all. You do not engage. Engagement means the mission is over and not in the way anyone wants. The mission is to leave no trace that you were ever there. You get good at it. You do 2 deployments out of Pendleton, Iraq, then the Philippines. Different geography, same job. Watch, report. Leave before anyone knows you were there. By the 2nd deployment, you stop thinking about it and start doing it the way you breathe. At home, she has learned not to ask where you're going. You noticed the exact week she stopped. You told yourself it was easier this way. You were half right. The friends from before have drifted. They talk about mortgages and youth soccer leagues, and you sit at the table and you're present, and you're also somewhere on a hillside outside Ramadi counting trucks, and you cannot fully explain why being fully present is something you now have to work at. You don't try to explain it. You've learned that doesn't go well. Jump school adds a new tax. Hard landings on hard ground. Ankles rolled and rolled again until they swell by evening on long drives. Your knees have their invoice. Your ankles start sending theirs. You apply for Force Reconnaissance. The selection date comes back 30 days out. Level 5, the Ghost, Combatant Dive Course, Panama City, Florida. You learn to navigate underwater at night on a closed-circuit rebreather that makes no bubbles. You learn to swim from a submarine lockout chamber a mile offshore and find the beach in the dark by compass and current alone. Your sinuses take the pressure wrong twice and clear wrong after. You note it and continue. Military freefall school, Yuma Proving Ground. Halo, you exit at 25,000 feet with an oxygen mask because at that altitude, the air doesn't support life. You freefall for 90 seconds in silence. No engine noise, no radio, nothing, before you pull. When you land, you are somewhere no one expected you to be. This is how Force Recon arrives. From the ocean, from the edge of breathable air, days before anyone else. You go in, you find a position, you stay in it. A bridge outside Fallujah, a port on Parris Island, a compound you will not name, in a country you will describe only as deployed. You watch it for days. You count what moves through it, when, in what number, following what pattern. You encrypt it, you send it. You leave the way you came. What happens after you leave, you usually don't see. Sometimes you find out, sometimes you don't want to. Some of what you carry, you will take to your grave. That's not stubbornness, that's the job. You are home between rotations, and your son is 7, and he is polite to you in a way that lands wrong. Polite. Your own kid. He has inside jokes with his mother you're not part of. You sit at the dinner table fully present, and something in you is still in a position somewhere, watching a road, and you cannot turn it off, and you don't tell her that. The pressure diving has found your ears. You read lips a little now without knowing it. Someone mentions it at a barbecue, and you laugh it off. You don't mention it at your physical. New Marines rotate into the company. You watch one of them the way someone once watched you. The intensity, the certainty, the belief that being good enough is the whole equation. You remember that. You don't say anything. He'll learn what the job costs. He'll learn on his own timeline, same as you did. You love this. You cannot say why to anyone who wasn't there. You stopped trying years ago. Level 6, the Gunnery Sergeant. You've been doing this for 14 years. You still go in. Your team is younger now, 23, 24. One kid who is 22 and reminds you of someone you can't place until you realize it's you. The same walk, the same jaw, the same belief that the body is a problem you've already solved. You don't tell him, he'll find out. You run the pre-mission brief, you check their gear. You are responsible for what happens to them out there, and you carry that on the insert and the hold and the exfil, and you don't put it down when you get home. It lives somewhere behind your sternum now. Permanent resident. Your neck is pulled forward. 15 years of a helmet and night vision counterweight have done something structural. The battalion surgeon shows you the imaging and uses words you write down and look up later. You ask how long you can stay operational. He tells you what he has to tell you. You hear what you decide to hear. Your daughter is 11. She holds the hug a half second too long when you leave, like she's checking you're still solid. You don't know when she started doing that. You weren't home enough to notice it developing. Your wife forwards you photos while you're gone. School play, a birthday, the dog they got without calling you because there was no point waiting. You're a spectator to your own family from a position in a country you can't name, watching a road, doing the job you are still, despite everything, exactly the right person for. You finish the rotation, you come home, then you start planning the next one. Level 7, the Tuesday. The paperwork goes through in March. 22 years, 4 months, 11 days. Someone shakes your hand in an office at Camp Pendleton, and that's mostly what it is. You drive home in the middle of a Tuesday, traffic on the 5. You sit in it like everyone else. The body's bill arrives all at once now that you've stopped moving fast enough to outrun it. Your neck locks on cold mornings. Your sinuses drain wrong when the pressure changes. The ears are what they are. You've learned to position yourself in rooms so you're not asking people to repeat themselves. Your ankles swell on long drives. You take the stairs one at a time, leading with the same leg, and you've stopped noticing you do it. You're 43 years old. Your daughter's in college. She calls on Sundays. Your son is 15 and taller than the last clear memory you have of standing next to him. He's not polite to you anymore. He argues with you, which is better, which means something shifted while you weren't watching. Your wife is still there. That is not nothing. That is, in fact, everything. You both know what it costs to still be in the same house, and neither of you says it. You wake up at 4 a.m. and lie in the dark, because that's what your body does now, and probably always will. You think about the bridge outside Fallujah, the compound you won't name, the 18 men who finished the course with you. You know where most of them are, and you know where 2 of them ended up, and you don't think about that in the morning if you can help it. What you watched, you still carry. You were never going to put it down. You get up, you make coffee, you figure out what Tuesday is now. Somewhere right now, a kid is lying in his bedroom in the dark, bag by the door, already packed. His mom made dinner earlier, and nobody talked much. His dad shook his hand when he went to bed, which his dad has never done before. He's going over the plan, boot camp, infantry, maybe recon if he's good enough. He's got the whole thing mapped. He thinks it's about being the best fighter, the toughest one in the room. He thinks the job is to go in and take things apart. He has no idea what he actually signed up for. He doesn't know yet that the job is the opposite, that the whole point is to arrive unseen, to watch, to carry what you saw, and to leave before anyone knows you were there. He doesn't know what 20 years of ocean water and hard landings collects from a body. He doesn't know what a 7-year-old's polite hug feels like when you've been gone long enough that your own kid treats you like a guest. He doesn't know any of it. He will. They always do.